Looking for the Board of Commissioners office again. Good afternoon,
Hi
Miss
there.
Gonzalez.
How are you today?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
I'm attempting to locate the county commissioners.
They're not here right now.
Do you know when they are here? Can I wait?
Probably not.
No?
No.
All right. So,
There are cards over there. You are more than welcome
Cards.
to give them a call or email them.
okay. I guess, is there some reason why I, as a citizen journalist, can't view open source intelligence and disseminate it to the public? There's some reason why the First Amendment is overridden by local practice here? Because I would like to go in and I'd like to see some political campaign contributions, and tell people in the community who donates to what politician, as it is election season. I'd like to know how to go do that.
I know you can walk into the courthouse and do that without electronic devices.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is, can I get a copy of whatever that is? There seems to be, you've referenced this as an ordinance, but it was a court
No, it's
order.
No.
Yeah, it's not an
corrected
ordinance.
myself. It's a court order.
Right. So can I get a
Mhm.
copy of that? The new
thought you
one
already
and
had
the old one?
I thought you already had.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is in order to file on something like this, got to be within a certain amount of time. So I'm just sort of getting a fresh denial of access. But yeah, this would be what's called a prior restraint against my clearly established rights.
Not me.
Hmm?
I'm not
This
doing that.
office would seem to be partially liable.
Okay. Bear
Um,
with me. Just a moment.
So is there
I'm
like a
in the middle
waiting
of
area?
something. No, you can wait. You
Can I
stand
pull
right
out one
here.
of these chairs?
I'll get it for you right now. Just
Oh, okay. I
bear
mean, if
with
you're
me.
comfortable with me standing right here,
I
that's
don't
fine as
mind.
well.
I don't mind. Not at all.
But yeah.
Just bear with me a moment and I will get it for you. I was just in the middle of something, so bear with me here.
Also, does Chuck Friedman represent Kathy Kroback?
He's the county attorney for the Board of Commissioners.
So the Board of Commissioners is authorizing some sort of payment to Friedman and Associates for Ms. Kroback's office. That's why he's answering my public records request now. I just want to make sure that I'm speaking to the appropriate party, because I'm trying to talk to Kathy and she seems to be passing the buck to Mr. Friedman.
I wouldn't be able to answer that for you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got a question.
Yes.
Do you believe in the First Amendment?
What do you think?
Well, you have all this like American flags and the stars and stripes, which would advertise you as somewhat patriotic and
Well, I was a military wife for
an
16 years.
American. And okay, so what do you think they fight for in the military? My rights, my freedoms, freedom of the press, freedom to petition my government, stuff like that. The First Amendment, literally like the first one. Anyway, freedom of the press.
Sorry, I'm looking for my paperwork. Bear with me. When you're on the outside of the door,
Yeah, it's amazing how things look different inside of this office than they do from outside. The glass door is almost a perfect symbol of transparency being obstructed with this metal wire and your semi-transparency. Board of County Commissioners there.
Waiting for it to.
Anyway,
Okay,
do you know when the county commissioners' hours are?
No.
Is there no, like,
I know my hours.
no time that they're ever here to speak with the public? Do they delegate you to do that, or are they just shirking that responsibility?
I have no authority.
So you're not really supposed to be the one talking to the public. The elected people are,
I
but
didn't
they're
say that.
never
I
here.
did not say that.
I mean, I didn't elect you, so
That is correct.
I wouldn't mind discussing the old Constitution behind all these flags with, you know, the people that we elected.
Well, you can always contact them or call them.
They're never in their office, it would seem. Should I go to their house? See if they're there? What is that called? Ghost employment or something?
No,
No.
it's not.
Do they get paid to be here? Do they receive any sort of compensation? Oh, shit. I could go check that out, but it's in that office that I'm being refused entry to. Anyway, I
Yeah, I'm
hope
just waiting for my printer to.
they come back sometime soon, so none of these plants die.
Hi there. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can we get water? Bailey, meet Chris. Chris, meet Bailey.
Hello, Bailey.
Hi, Chris. He's waiting patiently for me to print out some paperwork, so I'm just waiting. Copier to
Start working?
Yeah, it's trying.
Yeah.
It's trying. Oh, I see. I was trying to print something previously, so that's what it's doing. It's spinning and gonna give me that information first. Good afternoon. Hi. Yeah, I'm in the middle of trying to print some documents right now. Sure. Thank you. Bye. Sooner or later.
You guys got like a Lemony Snicket series of unfortunate events kind of thing going.
No, I was in the middle of something and it's finishing its job first. Okay?
How much do one of those cost?
I have no clue.
I've been thinking about getting me a
You know you were not.
one of those dead serious,
You were
whatever
not.
electronic equipment is
there.
necessary.
Hi. Thank you.
It's done updating that minute.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You going back upstairs?
Yes.
That's for you.
Yes, it is.
This is mine.
Hi there. I'm in the process of getting some information. It's just waiting to print out for me right now.
Okay. All good?
Well, unless I don't get what Mr. Throckmorton is requesting of me. I was in the process of printing off some paper when he asked me for something, so it's spooling, so it's trying to do its job right.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Computers.
Well,
Governmental funded materials and equipment, I would suppose. Computers are quite handy. I love this handy dandy one right now.
no, you're all right.
Yes, Mrs. Aga, she does.
Is it good? It's a little bit. Pretty big number of papers. Printing out, and then your 3 pages will be available.
All right.
Okay?
Now, is this the old order or the new one?
The same one. The
They've,
only one that I know about.
they've merged together.
The only one I know about.
That's neat. All right.
I didn't
Do
see
you know what the
any of
date
that.
is on it? It was seen the last time I went through
What date
this.
do you think
They
it's
wrote
gonna
up a new court order.
be? What date do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. Who knows? Can always change it. Anyway, so what's the appeals process for this county enforced court order?
I think you probably have to take it up with the judges, because they're the ones that ordered it. It's a court order by them, by the judges that signed it.
Okay. And the county thinks that these
I-
judges have that authority?
I never said that.
Shaw seems to be claiming that. But I can't get
I
anybody
don't know
from the
anything
county
about-
to
I
actually
have
confirm
nothing-
that.
I know nothing about what you're talking about.
Well, I'd like to speak to one of my representatives and
And
not Shaw
you can
Friedman.
call them, you can call them, or you can email them.
I mean, how many times do I got to call him?
I have no idea.
I mean, I could just come up here every day. You have this much trouble getting documents? No.
Almost. We're one step closer.
Anyway, so you guys are spending the taxpayers' money to have the sheriff enforce this, and you're not aware of a specific appeal process? Nope. And you're responsible for the physical location of the clerk's office, and you're aware that this is a restriction to that access. So, how do we proceed? Do I have any more administrative remedies to exhaust, or should I just sue? Because
I
one
am
way or
in no
another.
position to tell you what to do.
All right, so can we
Sorry.
get somebody in that position? Because anyway, my vote counts, so
So does mine.
I'm not. Yeah, well,
So does mine.
you could stand up for it on your own time, like I'm doing. Anyway, so suppose hour and 15 minutes to hang out. So
Sorry, I was in the middle of.
like I said, I got time to wait. I'm waiting on a commissioner, so
Hey Larry, how you
Hi
doing,
there.
Diane?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll save you a trip, I'll bring you the
I
title.
appreciate
Had to
that.
come up anyway, so.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You gotta grab it, I got it. Really. Actually, someone told me about it, the problem with
Okay. Backup
that.
plate?
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
Oh, just taillight?
Yeah. I've been swamped.
Department of Commissioners,
Every day's been Monday this week.
Yeah,
Every day's been Monday.
really?
yeah, it has been for us this week too. so. Yeah, and when you're coming by, just
Right.
stop by.
Yeah,
We'll pop it in recording.
Yes.
Right back on the road.
appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, Larry, see you later.
Let me see, that would probably be anything on the first. Right? Okay. Yeah, on the first. Yes. Okay. Got it? Thank you. Okay, fine.
that vehicle's just sitting out there, Diane. We got the keys in the shop, so whenever they want it, it's ready to go.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You wanna switch the insurance from us to you guys?
Hello,
Yeah, I'll-
everyone.
I'll
I
let him know.
I am seeing
Sure,
what you're saying. I just don't have too much time to respond. Trying to stay focused here.
that's fine.
I'll give her a bump. I'll call
Sure.
Stacy, I'll just switch it that way. It'll be
You
over
got
to
it.
Commissioner instead of us.
And I'll change it on my list.
Okay. All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Diane. See
You're
later.
welcome.
So, would you be in contempt of court if you actually told me there was an appeals process, being you guys are responsible for enforcing this, or where would the conflict of interest lie officially? By the way, this is why it's not an ordinance. This would be a process
Almost,
to appeal it.
almost. And here you go. Finally, what day did you think was on here?
Oh, I know there's one from years ago, and there's one within the past like year or two.
I have 2013. There you go, sir.
So they wrote up a new one, had a bunch of people signed it, and they're no longer
I'm not seeing it.
enforcing that?
That's the one I have.
All right. Anyway, so most of these judges aren't here anymore. That's why they had a new one. And so the county's enforcing this on the taxpayer's dollar in violation of the Access to Public Records Act, and you guys don't have any sort of appeals process. I'm supposed to tell it to the judge. Is that about right?
I don't know what to say to you.
I know. It's because you know it's stupid and doesn't work right.
I've never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. I
Anyway,
did not say that. You asked me for that paperwork, and that's what I gave to you, and I appreciate it. As of right now.
I'd like to
email-
avoid suing the, so I'll for an impeachment, as I said, in the next day. Anyway. This office is responsible for the physical location of the office of the clerk of courts, so I'd like to know how to get my issue addressed. Otherwise, I'm just gonna take my phone and my camera, I'm gonna walk right through this metal detector, and as soon as the sheriff's officers put their hands on me, I'm going to defend myself. It's pretty much nothing but recyclable will remain that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Ms. Matthias, Director of the County.
Well, so at least waiting your,
Question to you, and I was going, no.
To you quite a few times in regards to this issue.
I have a gentleman here that's waiting for a
I'm sorry, what's
commissioner to
that?
show up.
In my previous
and he's going
attempts
to wait
to have this
until
issue
the
resolved,
commissioner
I've been
shows up.
referred to you quite a few times. I don't know how you could possibly resolve this matter, and I explained that, but now that you're here, I don't hear anybody
So he
referring
said
me to
he'll be
you.
back every
It's
day,
interesting.
and he is waiting until the commissioner shows up. Okay. 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 So I'll get that information. I got one set for you, and I'm working on a second one. Uh-huh. Okay,
Are you on the clock right now?
okay,
I see you got a governmental badge on.
okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Okay,
I'm a 24/7.
all right.
Not too much time that I don't have.
So you weren't trying to tell me I couldn't record in here, were you?
No, I just wanted to,
He needed to talk to me, so
I
maybe
Ask for a
I'll,
little bit
maybe
of
I'll have you,
privacy.
there you go. Maybe I'll
Alright.
have you wait outside while you're waiting for a commissioner to show up. I
Yeah.
give you your.
You don't
paperwork.
understand, that's why I'm here, right?
Okay, but you can wait right out here.
The privacy.
Thank
All
you.
right, Anyway, I'll wait.
I appreciate
appreciate
that. You want me to
it.
get you a
Thank you very
chair? You want
No,
a
I'm
chair?
gonna just run around, and see what I can't
All
find.
right.
Looks to be a big building. Probably have plenty of interesting things going on. give this a fresh start here. Anyway. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. We're gonna go exploring, I suppose. Here's the recorder's office. Sign. Employees only here. No smoking in the boys. Oh no, I'm just looking around. Have you seen any of the county commissioners by chance?
They should be in their office over there.
Yeah, they should be because we elected them to be in their office, but they're never. Okay, not so.
I don't know. I can't help you there. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you very much. Cameras in here. Doesn't look like today's a holiday. Excuse the shaky hands.
Hey, did you get what you needed the other day?
No, still being kept out by the threat of force. The threat of force.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, the sheriff's department guys. Oh, that's the chief record keeper. Office of Community Economic Development. I found a chair. Anyway. Perfect. Anyway, what's up there, chat? Pleb, Lady D, Miss Saga, how was everybody? Tex.
security check bullshit. I work at a marina here in town for Seven Lakes. Anyway, work at a marina at one of the local lakes. It's, in the wintertime when the lake's frozen, have a lot more free time. Killed that social security shit at $1,000 for anyone that has proof. Just because motherfuckers tired of these. Those are the ones that are going to make it happen. The ones that are like, oh my God, he's in the hallway recording. I walked by him. It'll be those ones complaining over this trivial shit. Them to deal with this. Public computer, huh? Inquire upstairs at the recorder's office. Oh, no, thank you. What's up there, Froggy? We're doing a bit of a First Amendment audit at the county annex building, 555 Michigan Avenue. Houses such offices as the LaPorte County Commissioner's Office, the Drainage Board, the Auditor, the Recorder, the Surveyor, several different elected positions. It's a very patriotic office. So you have our forefathers and more American flag memorabilia. Oh, more house plants. Some governmental employees bothered by a camera, even though there's seemingly two facing each other right there. We're just trying to go into that big, beautiful building. Look at some campaign contribution records. There we go. There's your freedom. Hiding behind some paperwork. I swear. You're not. Help.
Well, yeah.
I was, you knew that.
You just know you can't do it over there.
You failed to see that these offices are almost exactly the same. All right. Anyway. I guess we'll go back up here and see if the commissioners are here yet. So I can't take these electronic devices in per a court order that's supposed to be enforced by the sheriff's department. I'd like to know how to appeal that.
I think we spoke about this
This
once
seems like
before.
a prior restraint against my First Amendment.
Well, you know,
I'd like to go in here and inspect some documents that one of my elected officials is responsible for, and I'd like to disseminate that to the public as a citizen journalist.
Chris, you and I spoke about this before. You were told that there's a policy and there's a valid
How do I avoid suing the county sheriff's?
policy of what you needed to do.
It's clear cut. And once Shaw got to my, as you can see, same nonsense. We're trying to establish that it's a useless effort to try to talk to these people in person. This pretty much shows that I'm restricted to phone calls and emails, which pretty much, you know, is a one-sided information stream if they delete it. You know what I mean? Video doesn't lie. I would like to speak to my representatives in person. As you can see, that's not possible. I can come back tomorrow. They won't be here then or the next day. So, you know what I mean? Standard pass the buck. As you can see, one of the other times we were here, when I was here with Noman and Swine Repellent, you know, they're referring us to this Larry Lewandowski guy. He's the maintenance man. And as you can see, he was there today. Nobody referred anything to him because he wouldn't have been able to pass the buck like that. Anyway, so they need it on paper. They need it to be a lawsuit in order to address it. So, as we all know, I don't have an issue with that. So, county will get their paperwork. Mr. Friedman can argue himself in circles in an actual courtroom. But I intend to challenge this because if you watch the channel, seen the several different calls that I made to entities, you know, trying to figure out who's responsible for the clerk's office. It would seem that only the citizen is responsible for the clerk's office. And if I can't go in here and exercise some sort of, you know, oversight as an accountability and transparency activist, is anybody really keeping track of the clerk's office? Because it would seem that nobody's keeping these documents that this public official is responsible for. Namely, political campaign contributions. You know, there's a big binder of political campaign contributions for every election. Who, you know, donates to whose campaign. They disclose a good bit of this. No First Amendment right to go in here and disclose this to the public, even though it's a public record, which is essentially what, you know, open source intelligence functions. It's interesting stuff. But then you have her attorney, who, you know, the county clerk's supposed attorney representing the sheriff's department, representing all these different entities who are supposed to be independent of each other. However, when you try to hold them accountable as a citizen, they all defer to the same county attorney. You know what I mean? These multiple agencies, they're supposed to be independent of each other, some, and even checks and balance kind of procedure for the rest, are all being advised by the same county council. And that's how we end up in these predicaments, these messy misunderstandings of, the Access to Public Records Act, because you got one guy who's wrong advising, 3, 4, 5 different entities for the county. So then it gets everybody doing it wrong because nobody's doing their own research. It's like me telling you something and you all just take it and listen to me. You know what I mean? Even if I was an attorney, I would expect you to research what I'm telling you is legal and lawful because you're an elected official. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. I got some other stuff to do. Probably make another video here shortly when I get to my next destination. Appreciate if you stay on standby for a couple minutes until we get there. But if you got something else to do, by all means. Anyway, I'll be back at it here shortly. So stay tuned.